Hi everyone, here we are again to provide a video update of our last listening post. We're going to be updating you for June 2018. We took a month off in May and we returned in June and had a almost packed house there with everyone in attendance coming to get updated on what's going on here in the WOA. And the first thing we're going to begin with is the non-compliance program. Now, in April we discussed and had it as a topic of discussion basically to gain information from the residents in attendance and throughout on how we can improve the process. We've done a couple improvements, we'll get into those, but the update is the Board of Directors has approved as of April 25th for the WA staff to handle a majority of the tasks involved with the non-compliance program, which includes full administration of the full focus software program that we use for compliance and the drafting of all notices and letters that will be sent out. We draft all these and send them up to Riverside Management for distribution to owners. We're going to be working real in depth with this process over the next 6 months. So if there's any questions that you have in regards to a compliance or a compliance matter, feel free to reach out to operations or Riverside Management. We have 2 ways of doing that as well that are easy for you. If you have a question about compliance and are not sure, you could use the Ask a Manager form, or you can fill out the non-compliance form that we have available both on the management office and forms on our website portal. Those are easy to use and are delivered automatically to operations for us to address. Now what you'll see is the improvement that we alluded to a little earlier, which is when you fill out an online form, non-compliance form, you'll get a response. And it's basically going to give you a brief and detailed description of a life of a non-compliance. And basically the timing that's involved once a compliance is received and sent out to the home in violation. Please be aware for that, and any questions that you may have, feel free to contact the front desk or Riverside Management and we'll guide you through the process on both ends. And now we're going to skip and we're going to go on location to talk about City of Manteca street trees. Now we're talking City of Manteca street tree ordinance. Many of you received the letter that came from the City of Manteca. From understanding, 1,000 letters went out to residents here at Woodbridge. And the Homeowners Association, the WA, is included in the recipients of these letters. So we have an obligation to clear all street trees in common areas to the ordinance, which is 14 feet above the street and 8 feet above the sidewalk. To give you a prime example of the work that we're doing, we're out here in the community on Maple Hill Court, giving you an example of some of the first cuts that we did and bringing our community within the ordinance that the city is requesting. Take a look behind me here. We have several trees here that we've cut to the 14 feet height and cleared the sidewalk as well. The work has been executed by Rumble Tree, our WA arborist, and we'll continue going through all the common areas over the next couple weeks. And I recommend that all residents, if you have a question in regards to you being in compliance with your trees, contact Lexi Lestrange at the Solid Waste Division, or contact info is available in the letter that you received to confirm that you're in compliance and avoid any type of suspension or discontinued service. Now we'll get back to our remaining topics here that we'll go over. Next being the Disaster Preparedness Task Force update. So we did put together a Disaster Preparedness Task Force. We had talked about this for several months leading up to April, and then we finally executed the interview process. We had several applicants and we formed our Disaster Preparedness Task Force. What we're going to be doing over the next couple months is meeting and figuring out ways to get information to our residents on how they could better prepare themselves for a disaster in our area. We're concentrating on developing a series of articles that we could publish in the Woodbridge Life, along with, in combination with programming that we'll have available here through our events coordinator, Jenny Custodio. We're going to be discussing health fairs, disaster fairs, all the information that we could get to provide to our residents is to better prepare them in the event of a disaster here at Woodbridge. And the big thing that we're going to be working on in this upcoming meeting for June is an evacuation plan for the WA Clubhouse. Operations has an obligation to make sure that everyone here is safe in the event of a disaster. And the first step of that is figuring out how we're going to evacuate the building safely. And our job is going to be using something to this nature here. I have a sample that I'd like to show you, which is a sample and a rough draft of an evacuation map that we're developing here for the WA Clubhouse. As you can see, we have all exits marked, and we're going to be marking all locations for fire extinguishers, AEDs, medical cabinets, and everything in between. As we finalize this map here, we'll create a document that we have posted throughout various locations here in the clubhouse. I feel like we have an excellent task force with a lot of experience. We have former fire chiefs, head of emergency rooms, people that worked in public administration, schools, and developed plans over so many years. So I feel with their valuable experience, we're going to be able to provide, valuable information to our residents. So be on the lookout for those. And any questions that you have in regards to disaster preparedness, please forward your questions my way, and we'll run them through the committee and get you guys some answers and provide you information that could help you out. Now on to our next update, which is the Project Review Committee. The Project Review Committee has been launched, and we're working on two major projects that we announced at our last board meeting. The two projects that we're going to be reviewing are specifically ground cover for the WA common areas, bark, plants, rock, and then we're going to be looking at clubhouse furnishings. We had many interested applicants that delivered resumes and applications, and we selected 5 members out of those applicants, being Rick Vanderboom, Laurel Place, Barbie Machado, Warren Gray, and Wayne Van Wagner. These folks bring a lot of experience in regards to projects just like this. And with their experience of cost analysis and looking at return on investment and potential savings that we have with decisions that we make and execute, their experience is going to be very valuable in developing a recommendation for the board of directors. We'll be working diligently over the next couple months, focusing on these two specific items. And we hope to wrap everything up by our July 25th meeting coming up next month. So stay tuned, and more information is to come. And now our last topic. We've been working on this from the beginning of the year, which is WA Common Goals. And now we wrap up our work. So over the last several months, we've been discussing our WA Common Goals, what words best describe our common goals, and how we put it all together in a mission statement. So what we did is, in listening posts, we provided you the sample WA mission statement that was created by one of our members on the board of directors, Bob Taglia. We introduced it to the crowd, and we read through it. We incorporated all the words and items that are important to the membership. And we had very positive results in regards to the statement. So now we combined everything that we put together. We developed a rough draft of a mission statement. Now that mission statement will be in the hands of the board of directors. They'll continue working on finalizing that mission statement, and we'll present it sometime soon. But I want to thank everyone over the past several months who have dedicated time to come to listening posts, that have dedicated, that have made their voices heard, that have been willing to come and participate in these exercises. I would say it's been one of the funnest things I've worked on here, and I just want to thank everyone that took part in it. And we're wrapped up. So now, I invite you guys to come back next month. We have a new date for our next listening post. It's going to be July 19th at 3 p.m., which is going to be the third Thursday, which is coming up. So mark your calendars as we dive into the second half of 2018. Hope to see you all there, and God bless each and every one of you.